This is CBC Here and Now.
We are already over capacity. We're already understaffed.
A time to pull together this holiday as the province announces 100 new cases of COVID-19.
Christmas with family and friends is once again cancelled for many.
A lot of people are, feeling really sad at the moment and mourning the fact that they're not going to be able to have the holidays that they planned.
How to look out for your mental health in these times? That's just ahead.
There's 2 more sleeps till Christmas, and the question is, will it be white?
Good evening and welcome to Here and Now. I'm Anthony Germain. The province reporting 100 new cases of COVID-19, and that ties for the current record the most cases that we've seen in a single day since the pandemic began. There are 73 cases in the Eastern Health region, and 90% of those are currently under investigation. There are 19 new cases in Central, 7 in Western, and there is 1 new case under Labrador Grenfell Health. That brings the province to 314 active cases. Nobody is currently in hospital due to the virus. Now, as testing volumes go up, Public Health says there may be delays getting people their results. And a reminder, the online portal provides negative test results only, so anyone who tests positive will be contacted. Now, Public Health is also listing 97 potential exposure sites, and they span right across the province and include everything from bars and restaurants to fitness centres and even movie theatres. And you can find that entire list at gov.nl.ca/COVID-19. Now, some more signs of the stress that this province's healthcare system is under, with one group suggesting it might be time for federal help, but also evidence that extraordinary steps are being taken to respond to this latest wave of COVID-19 and life once again under Alert Level 3. Terry Roberts reports.
On one hand, there's respiratory therapists, the specialists who manage and maintain ventilated patients.
We've had some people who've left even in recent weeks from job dissatisfaction.
And as the calls go out far and wide for help with COVID testing and booster injections, there's this from the Nurses Union.
We just heard from the regional health authorities. They've asked for volunteers and they are getting overwhelming support.
Another day, another mix of good and bad from our strained healthcare system. The union that represents respiratory therapists is sounding the alarm, saying there's a shortage of staff, and those available to deliver this critical healthcare service are being leaned on heavily to the point of exhaustion.
We're hearing the stories from our membership that are quite concerning. So 24-hour shifts, even the concern around how able you are to perform your job duties when you go into hour 16, hour 18, hour 20 of a shift.
A workforce so stretched, says the union, that a medical leave or isolation requirement could send big shock waves through the system.
We're at a point where, surgeries may have to be canceled. We've also talked to Eastern Health about whether or not some services may need to shutter temporarily.
With this union leader even suggesting it might be time to bring in the military.
We all know that Newfoundland has provided national resources out to other provinces. This may become a time when we got to put the ask back.
An ominous tone as the health system scrambles to ramp up in the face of a possible Omicron onslaught, with even the Premier stepping up this week to deliver COVID booster shots. And this union leader preparing to step out from behind her desk and relieve nurses in need of a break.
We need everybody involved at this point in time if we are going to keep our system from getting overwhelmed.
So even though it's the holiday season, it's all hands on deck in the fight against COVID-19, with pleas for everyone to be kind and patient, to get your booster shot, to get tested even if you have only one symptom, and to keep your contacts as low as possible. Terry Roberts, CBC News, St. John's.
Well, 100 new cases and the move back to Alert Level 3 means small gatherings once again this holiday season. And whether you and your family are isolating this year or simply taking extra pandemic precautions, it can certainly be a difficult time. Here Now's Henrika Wilhelm spoke with an expert on how to keep the stress of the pandemic all in perspective.
Another COVID Christmas. For many, the return to Alert Level 3 means spending the holiday season away from family and friends. Again.
whether it was a social get together out at a restaurant with some friends, whether it was planning on going out with friends or colleagues at a bar for Tibbs Eve, whether it was having Nan and Pop come on in from around the Bay to celebrate Christmas dinner. A lot of people are, feeling really sad at the moment and mourning the fact that they're not going to be able to have the holidays that they planned.
While the first instinct might be to get over these emotions quickly, Hubbard says it's important to acknowledge them and then make alternative plans.
If you and your friends want to celebrate Tibbs Eve in May, go for it. If you and your family want to postpone at least some of the celebrations until it's safer to do so, there's nothing wrong with that. And a lot of it is readjusting your perspective on things. If you think back, I would be willing to bet that every single one of us has had a disrupted Christmas at some point in time, whether it's that the family came down with gastro and needed to, exist on Jell-O and saltines for a couple of days, whether it was the year that the snowstorm prevented people from traveling, or flights were canceled or postponed or delayed. We've all, in the past, altered holiday plans. And it's remembering that we did it. It didn't feel great, but we did it, and we were still able to enjoy ourselves.
With yet another COVID winter in sight, Hubbard has some tips for all those struggling. Stay connected virtually with family and friends, spend time outdoors, exercise, practice self-care, and limit your time on social media and following COVID-related news. She also has advice for anyone hesitating whether to even have gatherings this Christmas.
Taking a big breath, being really respectful of boundaries, whatever it is that people decide. And if plans are canceled, try to see what you can do as a substitute, whether it's joining virtually for perhaps the present opening, or whether it's setting up an IOU for a future date sometime when things do feel safer.
Hubbard says it is important for anyone struggling to remember that mental health resources are available and that it is okay to reach out for help. Henrike Wilhelm, CBC News, St. John's.
To other news now, 2 men are facing charges in connection with what police believe was an overdose death in Conception Bay North last year. Last October, crews were called to a home in Victoria where a woman was found unresponsive and she later died in hospital. Now, more than a year later, a 45-year-old and a 27-year-old from Old Perlican have been charged with trafficking cocaine and methamphetamine. Both are scheduled to appear in court in the new year.
Well, after a couple of days of not as much wind, today was much different, especially last night across parts of the province. Let's take a look at the winds so far today. Topped out at 124 kilometers per hour in the Rec House area last night. Those topped out at about 150. And then in St. John's and Bonavista, we were looking at gusts between 80 and 90 kilometers per hour. A little bit of a break as that area of low pressure moved through for the southwest. But it will pick up, and the winds will pick up as we head through the overnight tonight. The area of low pressure actually tracked a little bit further west, which is why we saw that snow fall further west as well, the heavier snowfall. We do have some cooler temperatures in play, and that combined with the winds leading to some snow squall watches as well as some snowfall warnings for parts of Labrador. I'll break the full forecast down for you coming up.
Well, Christmas came early for the Single Parent Association thanks to a donation from a local contracting company. The group relies on their van to pick up and share food donations, but that vehicle's been in dire need of replacing. So Roth Loxton stepped up to the plate in a big way.
We are here today to make a donation to the Single Parent Association. We've got this lovely van behind me and a check for $30,000. We have been supporting the Single Parent Association for a number of years now, every Christmas. They provide such an essential service to this province. It really is so important to us to be able to give back.
About 20 minutes ago, our brand new van right behind me here pulled up that was very generously donated by Roth Loxton. Our old van, which is also back there, was requiring a lot of tender love and care. We'd had it for a long time, and so we expressed that, at some point we would like to have a more reliable form of transportation, and Roth Loxton answered the call, and this beautiful vehicle is now ours to help our clients.
This is a 2018 Nissan NV 200. So it is a significant upgrade from their old van. It's got lots of cargo space for them to deliver their hampers to the families that they support. It's a really great van. Very comfortable to drive.
We have 190 families that we feed out of this food bank every month. That's a huge amount of food. All of that we have to pick up to bring to our location. So we pick up from community sharing, from various businesses that donate to us, but all of that has to be brought to the building. And so this van is going to bring that food that feed so many families. The other part is a lot of our clients, especially now with COVID, or they have an inability to come and pick up themselves. So we have taken it upon ourselves over the last year that to deliver to some of our clients who can't get out, whether it be through illness or no transportation. So not only can we get the food to build the hampers, now we can bring the hampers to the people. And having a reliable, safe vehicle to do that is huge.
For Christmas, are you still waiting, hoping, maybe even praying for that package you ordered to arrive? Well, you can't say that the St. John's Board of Trade didn't warn you. You might remember they launched a Don't Get Diepped, Get Local campaign. That was back in August, and it was a warning that your packages just might get stuck in the delivery purgatory of Canada Post relay station near Moncton, New Brunswick. And now, just in time for the holidays, the board has released some very clever and funny festive videos. Just take a look at this one.
Away in New Brunswick, the gift for my Nan, sitting in Dieppe for 3 weeks, where it was last scanned. The email said it would arrive just on time, but Dieppe is much stronger than Amazon Prime.
Joining me now is Anne-Marie Boudreau. She's the CEO of the St. John's Board of Trade. Merry Christmas. I think that is now my favorite version of Away in the Manger. Tell me about the thinking behind this video.
Yeah, so, we kind of stemming from the campaign that we launched back in the summer, Don't Get Diepped, we were thinking around the holiday season when lots of people are, lots of purchases being made, we thought, wouldn't it be great to come back out with something reminding people of all of the reasons why we probably should be shopping local. So we started this campaign to remind people. At first glance, going online, it feels really easy and feels really hassle-free. But of course, when you live in Newfoundland, there are some challenges. And that challenge usually stems from waiting for that highly anticipated purchase to arrive on your doorstep.
It sits there forever, no wonder shipping was free, while my Nan wipes a tear and says, "Don't worry about me."
Now, obviously, we don't want to disappoint Nan or anybody else in our lives, but Anne-Marie Boudreau, there's obviously joy and comedy in these videos, but also there's a serious message about local retail shopping, right?
There absolutely is. And, it's been delightful that people have so enjoyed watching them. The reaction that we have had from members and just Newfoundlanders and Labradorians who could relate with what's being talked about and, what we're poking fun at in these videos. But really, at the end of the day, the Board of Trade is trying to get people to just be thoughtful about that purchase.
Right.
COVID has certainly forced people online at quite an increasing rate. But there are ways, even from a COVID perspective, that you can shop with our local retailers safely and even contactless if you want. So we're really trying to get people to think about, before you do what comes natural, which might be going online and going to your favorite website, think about and be thoughtful. Is there a way that I can buy that product here in our community and contribute to our economy, contribute to the recovery of our province? And really, that's the objective. And I think it's working.
So let's take a look now. You've also taken another favorite Christmas tune and you've given it to the Dieppe Carolers. Let's see and listen to this one.
Silent doorbell, quiet doorbell, wait nervously, delivery. Christmas is here, but as I feared, empty doorstep, I got Dieppe. Ding dong, that is the song, but they won't bring delayed shipping. What have I done? have none for anyone there near Moncton. Oh, how I long to hear their song. Ring and I'll sing, ring, welcoming. Doorbell should ring, why won't I ring? This was my fear, nothing is here. I am very, very late from Greenstone. I should have bought from a local beanstone. Dee-up, 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 silent doorbell, wait nervously. I think I'm getting dee-up, dee-up, ding-dong, ding-dong. Where is their song?
Now, there's a level of brilliance there. Gifts I have none for anyone there near Moncton. Anne-Marie Boudreau, how much fun was involved in the production of these?
Well, I think it was as much fun to produce them as I think people are having watching them. I can still sit through the whole videos, and I've been involved since the beginning. So I think that's a testament to just how smart and how funny they are.
Listen, Anne-Marie Boudreau, congratulations on these videos and all the best to you and your members of the Board of Trade. And let's hope that 2022 gives us all a little bit of a break from what we've been going through. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much.
Area of low pressure sticks with us through the weekend, and that is going to lead to some snow squalls for parts of the island, which could bring some pretty significant snowfall. I'll have the full forecast coming up.
It was a melty, windy day, and yet you look at Ashley Brawweiler, our meteorologist, looks completely perfect. Hair's all in place, beautiful Christmas lights, absolutely stunning. Ashley, how's it going?
Yeah, hair in place for now. Much different wind story tonight for sure. Right across the board, we're seeing those winds pick up. But temperatures today were warm, just like you mentioned, Anthony. Let's take a look at those numbers for eastern areas of the island. Well above zero, anywhere from 3 to 6 degrees was the daytime high today. And as you head towards the west coast, those temperatures a little bit cooler. Corner Brook hovering around zero for a good chunk of the day today. And then the temperatures across Labrador, about -10 in Happy Valley, Goose Bay, -15 in Lab City this afternoon. So we do have that area of low pressure. That's our weather maker. It did track further west, which is why areas through central didn't see as much snow. It fell on the west coast, and that will generally be the story as we head through the overnight tonight as far as snow squall goes, because that low is going to head a little bit further north, and those winds are going to change to westerlies, and that is what's going to kick up the snow squalls as we head through the overnight tonight. Now, as far as wind chill goes, it's fairly chilly out there. Temperatures are starting to drop back down, about 1 to 4 degrees in the east. Those wind chill values feeling more like -5 or -6, and pretty chilly up across Labrador, especially in the west. Lab City current temperature about -16, but feeling more like -27 with that wind chill. So you can see those winds gusting, or these are sustained winds right now, much different through Corner Brook, around 26 kilometers per hour. You're in a bit of a lull, and that's because that area of low pressure is heading north. But in behind that, that's when those winds are ramping up, and you can see that change in direction as well. Those westerly winds for Wreck House, Stephenville, Port aux Basques, all seeing those winds sustained now anywhere from 60 to as much as 70 kilometers per hour. And then you factor in those wind gusts, they're gusting more like 80 or 90 kilometers per hour. So that is what we're going to continue to see for a good chunk of the night tonight, thanks to that area of low pressure. And again, with that onshore wind, we're going to see those squalls develop as well, potentially seeing some squalls along southern areas of the island as well as the Avalon as we get through the overnight. And then the snow is going to continue for coastal areas of Labrador as well. Not quite as windy, but you're still going to see some blowing snow and some of the heavier winds as we get into the morning hours as well. Now, temperatures will stay in the minus single digits tonight for a good chunk of the island, except for Lab City. You'll sit around -22 as your overnight low, with northwest winds gusting upwards of 60, so pretty significant wind chill there as well through the night. And as we head through the day tomorrow for Christmas Eve, rather, we're not going to see too much in the way of relief from those winds. So with the potential for some snow squalls on the west coast, as well as the strong winds, definitely going to see some blowing snow, potentially whiteout conditions if we do see those squalls develop. But the model's picking up on it fairly well, and then we'll see those winds pick up for Labrador as well. As you can see, coastal areas from Makovic through to Nain, anywhere from 70 to 100 kilometers per hour for a good chunk of tomorrow. And then it's not really going to let up either through Christmas Day. We're still looking at those gusty winds and some periods of snow continuing as well. So there's those snow squall watches I was talking about. West Coast, Burin Peninsula, as well as the southern Avalon. Wouldn't be surprised if we do see some of the snow squalls reach the metro area. This is providing they're long-lived. This will take us through to Saturday morning. You can see some of the models pointing at 30 to 50 centimeters of snow for parts of the west coast. Some of the higher elevations could see significantly more than that, and we're looking at a similar forecast for coastal Labrador. So most of the areas will see a white Christmas, it looks like at this point. A bit of sunshine as well, but again, very windy tomorrow. Temperatures back down to the minus single digits. And then areas for coastal Labrador, you may see some rain in the mix as your temperatures hover around 1 or 2 degrees, but overall it should be a snowy day.
It was because of community here in Newfoundland that we've lasted 5 years.
The second half of Silicon Island, a documentary looking at the province's tech sector. That's next. Welcome back. The tech sector in this province has taken off with some truly successful startups located right here in Newfoundland and Labrador. We're going to return now to the second half of a documentary that we started last night on Here and Now. This film was created by Christopher Richardson for the Absolutely Canadian series, which you can find on CBC Television and CBC Gem. So here's the second half of Silicon Island.
So the Succeed team as it looks today, we're 8 people strong. It's really cool because we're very much not what you expect to see when you look at a tech company. So our team is 85% female right now. The average age on our team is 24. The full range is from 21 to 26, so that makes me the oldest person on our team. And there's not many companies that you can walk into and a 26-year-old's the oldest person there. But we've created this different way of doing things. We partner with people with expertise. We bring in the community, so despite there being 8 people that are on a team, there's probably 100 people that go into making Succeed what it is today. If you look at the talent that's coming out of Newfoundland right now, we have some incredible youth, and we just need to keep them here. So I was the prime example of this. I grew up saying I was going to get as far away from Newfoundland and my farm in central Newfoundland as I could. As a third-generation farmer, I swore my entire life I was never doing anything in agriculture. To me, if you wanted to change the world or make a difference, you had to be on Wall Street or Bay Street, and I needed to be in a suit in order to do so. However, my grandfather, even from a young age, told me, you're never going to be an accountant, you're not going to be a lawyer. And even when I got to university and I was doing an accounting degree, he kept saying, no, like that's not for you. You're not going to be an accountant.
So guys, we got our new packaging in.
It looks so great.
Like our garden kits. I'm going to take one out here, set up, slide in, slide in.
I love the little barcode on it with the sprouts.
Isn't it cute?
Yeah. And our certified B Corp.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
4 years in the making. So for me, the journey started about 5 years ago now when we started Succeed as a volunteer project through an Actus Memorial. Initially, it was started as a way that we wanted to give back to people in rural, remote communities across our province and to really tackle food security. We were looking at these heart-wrenching stats of people paying $9 for moldy peppers in rural northern communities. We are seeing food insecurity rates of over 90% in communities. And the one that hit me the hardest was that 60 years ago, we produced 90% of our food on the island, and now we're producing less than 10. And you look at everything that's happening in the world, and that doesn't make sense. So I think with this packaging, the thing that I know I'm most proud of is our B Corp. So becoming the first certified B Corp in Newfoundland and Labrador was an incredible deal and a huge amount of work. We see a lot of companies, especially in the environmental space, that say they're having this great environmental impact. They make a lot of claims. They try and put on this persona that they are environmentally friendly, but then you dig into their packaging. You start talking to their employees and you don't see that same thing happening. So for us, this B Corp symbol was showing that we don't just talk the talk. Here at Succeed, we walk the walk. I was getting ready to graduate and to be a full-time accountant. There was something in my heart that just didn't feel right. I missed Succeed and I didn't want to let it go. So I pitched to the team to let us transition it into a sustainable social enterprise. I think they all thought I was a little ambitious or maybe a little nuts at the time. And fast forward 4 years since we'd done that, there's this calming feeling that I just know that that's what I'm meant to be. Come down around the garden. We're gonna break off each lettuce leaf towards the bottom where you see it get kind of skinny. So about right here. This is and we're gonna place it into the bowl. If you find any lettuce leaves that are burnt or just kind of look like that, you can just pass them over my way. We're gonna compost them. We do a lot of work in the classroom as well. So we work with about 20,000 students in 700 classrooms across Canada, teaching sustainable agriculture, healthy eating, waste reduction, which is really important for us because we believe the future generation is what changes and creates a sustainable agricultural sector. I don't think a company like Succeed could have happened anywhere. It seriously took a community to build Succeed. Whether it was our partners, the nonprofits that we worked with, the people that stood up in support, that shared those messages on social media. And I don't think you would have seen that same traction and support in other communities across Canada or around the world. It was because of community here in Newfoundland that we've lasted 5 years.
If you go back 7 or 8 years, it would have been a very non-diverse sector in the technology sector in this province. We have inspired women to start technology companies. We have sought out programs that benefit entrepreneurs that are immigrants to this country.
Some people have to educate them about where Newfoundland is exactly on the map. When I was coming to Canada, my dad told me that if I let the snow touch my ears, it was going to fall off. So when I first came, I was very cautious to make sure that it doesn't get cold.
People who immigrate to Newfoundland and Labrador are probably some of our best assets. They're very risk tolerant. They've already uprooted themselves and or their family members.
We thought like one of us has to move some point because we are planning for marriage and all these things. And then I got an opportunity here, so I wind up master's there. I moved for PhD. That's how I end up into Newfoundland. But the first thing I told after coming here is, okay, we are done. As soon as we are done with my PhD, we are moving out of this province. But slowly, once we are here, and then when I started exploring, and the people around here are so lovely, and the kind of acceptance we got. And then after marriage, we got a baby. So that's when we decided, no, we are not going to leave this rock.
I would say about 50% of the companies in our portfolio are founded by immigrant entrepreneurs. So we're really excited by them. They're very passionate business people and just want to make Newfoundland and Labrador a bigger and better and stronger place.
Give us a picture of what everything looks like. Conversions, attribution, companies. So I think we need to have another feature on the product sometime.
You took the words right out of my mouth. So
Yeah.
that's where I was thinking we need to go next. Because if we had this in here and it's only showing one company, now understanding that we're not grabbing all the conversions here, and that's part of the reason the numbers look low.
Right.
But if it says one company, even if that's at 30 companies and the content was 100 pages, you're missing an awful lot of activity on the website if that's all you present.
In 2014, precisely, I Googled cheapest school in Canada for international students, and Memorial University popped up. The first time I looked at it, I didn't understand why, but I looked at the school fees and it was about 3 times cheaper than if I were to go to school elsewhere in Canada, and almost 10 times cheaper if I went to the States. And so I actually didn't believe what I saw, but I just applied and I was admitted. And so that was how I got to Newfoundland. So I literally applied for my visas, got approved, and came to Memorial University to study engineering.
Okay, do you have any other questions,
Nope.
Brad?
Nope, that's it.
Okay then, that's it from my side, and so I'll let you go.
Okay. See you at the growth meeting.
Thanks.
Okay, talk soon, bye. Oh man, I really miss being out here.
I know.
Weather is getting better again.
It's so nice. Oh yeah, look at this. Pretty.
Keep the eyes on the trail.
I'm like, don't roll my ankle.
What did you say?
I said, don't roll my ankle.
Yeah, don't roll your ankles.
What do you think?
It's so nice. This breeze is also really nice.
Yeah.
I wonder if we'll see any whales.
I think we're too far away from.
Yeah, maybe farther up we'll see whales.
Yeah.
Do you
Maybe if
keep
we went-
going?
You want to keep going?
Yeah.
I've been here for over 10 years. My company is incorporated here. My girlfriend lives here. She's from here too. And so I really do love Newfoundland. I've really enjoyed and been fortunate to live here in Newfoundland. And it's a really great place to live and grow. So I do a lot of outdoor activities. I like to just be out there in the woods. And it's also a very important thing of living here in Newfoundland because solving big problems sometimes means taking a break from it and just go somewhere and disconnect and come back. And we do have really amazing environment here that allows you to do that.
Look at that boat.
Yeah, I think there's actually there's one beside it, a smaller one.
Yeah, it looks like there's two of them. Maybe the other one is just guiding it off the...
I think it is,
Yeah.
actually. Because you know what, you remember that little thing we saw earlier, that's gone. Did you notice that?
I think it's still there. You can still see it over there.
Oh.
No?
The good thing is the province has actually put in measures to make it a lot much easier for people to come here, stay here, study, and live here in Newfoundland. How is immigration contributing towards the tech sector? And it comes down to bringing bright minds to come in here and help build the sector. Now, if you look at technology by itself, when you look at a piece of technology, you actually cannot tell if it has an accent or if it's written by someone who is African or who is Asian or who is white. And that's the power of technology. It's able to bring really bright minds from different backgrounds to a room to think and collaborate and build amazing products that can be sold globally.
Okay, you want to head out?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Oh, me first.
Slowly I started to build my dream. That's why we started the Nuclick. Nuclick is our dream. We always say that Nuclick is our third baby, even though it was in the middle, came before our second baby. I always feel it's our own another baby for us. So yeah, it grows along with us as a family. We got nice t-shirts at least finally. It's been a while.
Yeah, we just got them, so yeah, the shipment just arrived. So we just.
Nikki is wearing medium too today. And another one is also small, is there, I guess.
One more small should be there. I kept it in the car, but yeah.
It's small? Do you think
Yeah,
it
the
fits
definition
or-
of small
or
and medium is not apt here, so just figure out if it fits in. And
That's
you
large.
Just figure.
You want
The
medium?
person who designed it, like the logo.
So you're
he
gonna
got
carry
it.
baby, right?
Yes, I am going to.
We are used for the hikes with the babies. With Harshal, oh, we did so many hikes. With him, not that many.
I just did trail.
I
The
remember-
longest we did was 23 kilometers, right?
23 kilometers,
Yeah,
one
to and
day.
fro. Yeah,
That's
one
right,
day.
yeah.
Yeah, to and fro.
It's
We were
almost.
crazy enough to do that, but yeah, that was before kids, so yeah, it was possible.
So I moved first to Newfoundland and I have stayed here for 9 years. In terms of people, it's a good place to live in. In terms of nature, definitely it's a good place to live in.
We'll go. I think we're all set.
You're all set. It's gonna be a little bit windy.
Yeah, once we get into the woods, I think it's fine. The view was so beautiful. The house we took was the Cove. It's called the Cove. It's near Carbonaire. It's very beautiful. It's like face towards the ocean. Yeah. Very beautiful location there.
Entrepreneurship certainly keeps you here and try to make the opportunity for others and for yourself. So that is how we found it.
There you go. Oh yeah. Nice, I got it. Nice picture. I remember the day when I finished my defense day, and it was pretty calm for me. So we are gonna go this way and try to find more whales. Watch your step, guys. Nikki.
Yeah.
It's nice, no wind now. It's good. You see that there? And black, see, you see that? You see the two whales here? Two whales. Yeah, actually more than two whales, I guess.
There too, and there too. And then there,
Oh,
there are
so
a lot
many.
of whales. They're just, I think, yeah.
So this is your first day, right, Ogenara, watching whales?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
If we could found that opportunity for ourselves to sustain our lives here, and also we could bring our employees or keep the research interns from the university where they could see that there is a chance of living here in Newfoundland. So I think it certainly plays a part that entrepreneurship, it brings a different aspect of living here in Newfoundland.
There's definitely so much to see in Newfoundland. I don't know how long you're going to stay. Like, is it like a couple of years?
Yes.
Okay, then yeah. Don't miss the summer. And there is another beautiful place called Grossman on the other end of the island.
Oh, this one ready?
I got my hair curled to go out on a Saturday afternoon.
It's ready. Who's next?
Thank you.
And Mary, does it still have some?
Oh, got a little bit there. Yeah, you're right too. Yeah.
Sure, please.
I'll just make sure because I don't want any blood in there.
Who's on your cup? Is that in Thompson? I'll move this out of the way. So the truck's
Justin and Jen first.
This is what it's like every Saturday. Oh, she's rubbing it in and everything. Oh. Whoever's in there, wipe it first. Ava, can I put on some sunscreen? Can I have that?
It is so. Okay, and you want mayo, right?
A little bit of mayo. Yes.
Okay.
Do you want to grab mayo first?
I'm gonna
That's
wait
mine,
a
right?
sec. Whichever one.
Was that mine?
It can be.
So, and
Oh dear, how many hamburgers have I made over the years?
do you want lettuce? Do you want to put the other?
How many, Mary? Did you count? Okay.
All right. I'm gonna put this down, then I'm gonna make the tea.
Is Justin sitting here?
Yeah. Yeah.
There is a future. There is a path that is being put in place to make sure that there's actually going to be a potential in this province. And so people who have moved away, I think they want to still keep an eye on Newfoundland because great work is happening here.
Were they good today?
It's delicious as always, Mary. Thank you so much.
I usually have Elias's favorite fruit.
Yeah.
There's knives out there too, you know.
Yeah, just the African way.
Exactly. He's putting up with us, I tell you. He hears it all in here.
So this is the time when I don't talk about business.
Right.
It's a good time
it's
to...
a downtime. Right?
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
It's
He
time
works
when you
hard.
don't-
Work very, very hard.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
that's
So it's a downtime where you can just get away from business and
Yeah.
relax and
Spend time with the family
spend time
and
with the family, and then once he walks out the door, it's
back to business.
turn on business. Yeah.
When it comes to the future of Newfoundland, I think it's a bright one here. At any point in any province, country, or person's life, you go through up and downs. But the diamonds are created from pressure. They don't just show up. And to me, that's how I see Newfoundland.
We're still in the beginning, starting stage. So we strongly believe and strongly feel that we can achieve our dreams staying here in Newfoundland and grow our company.
I think where we live in terms of our culture, our climate, and how we are is something special for attracting talent. People are getting sick of your condos where you have 600 square feet and you're living this, what seems to be a fancy lifestyle. And especially because of COVID, you start to realize what matters. And for a lot of people, that's having a family or it's being around people who are kind and welcoming and open. And yes, we have some interesting weather and we're queen of the rain, drizzle, and fog. But we also have some incredible summer days too. And some of the most beautiful landscapes that are just calming. And in a world with so much chaos, this is something that's so special.
I'm Chrissy Holmes. Hope you can join us New Year's Eve for a special look back at some of our very favorite stories from 2021.
Miss Hillings. What? I actually won the Braille Challenge.
You what?
Every single message meant the world to us.
I graduated from Bishop's College in '66.
I always loved working at the video shop, and I've missed it ever since.
Join us for a special New Year's Eve edition of Here and Now, Friday, December 31st.
Well, after a wet day today, it does look like the next couple of days will be well below zero with that potential for some snow. Christmas, no different. Let's take a look at the forecast. It will be a bit windy though through the afternoon, but those temperatures right across the island between -1 and -2 with that snow falling for a good chunk of the west coast and some flurries still possible for central and eastern areas of the island. Those temperatures are going to hover in and around 0 or 1 degree for Nain and Happy Valley Goose Bay, and then Lab City will hover around -6 for Christmas Day with that potential for some flurries sticking around. Now Saturday night into Sunday, that area of low pressure is still going to affect the weather and that potential for some flurries. Coastal areas may see some rain again in the mix, but overall it will be an unsettled next couple of days, right through Sunday at least. And the temperatures as we get to Sunday are going to be fairly similar. So hovering around 0 or a few degrees below. And then maybe a few peaks of sun in the mix as well, but it does look like some bands of flurries will stick around. Now the winds are shifting, so the potential for snow squalls not quite as significant, but the flurry potential still certainly there as we get through the day on Sunday. And then for the rest of the beginning of next week, we're looking at the chance of flurries for St. John's and eastern Newfoundland with temperatures hovering near or just a degree above 0. As we head towards central, we're looking at a similar forecast, maybe a degree warmer, and then same thing for western Newfoundland with your temperature hovering around 1 degree as we get through the beginning of next week. Now for eastern Labrador, you're looking at some flurries on Sunday morning. It is looking like some cloudy periods right through the afternoon, and then the flurries will continue for Monday and Tuesday. Temperatures dipping a little bit below 0. Overnight lows will start to dip into the double digits as we get into Tuesday. And then western Labrador, your temperatures are going to start to drop as well. Around -9 for your Monday and Tuesday with some periods of snow, but overnight lows around -13 to -16. Had to share this photo. Sunrise on the Trepassey Barrens. Carson shared this great shot with us. Thank you so much for that. And if you have any weather photos that you would like to share with us, send them to nlphotos@cbc.ca.
And thanks, Carson. A great shot. Well, we are now one show closer to 2022, and we're going to have a special half-hour version of Here and Now tomorrow night. So we'll have local news, of course, keeping our eyes on the COVID situation. We'll also have some more music. And speaking of music, we heard from the Board of Trade earlier tonight about their new Shop Local campaign with those carolers. And it seemed like just a nice way to end the program tonight. So here's a way in New Brunswick. I'm Anthony Germain. We'll see you tomorrow. Good night.
Away in New Brunswick, the gift for my Nan, sitting in Dieppe for 3 weeks, where it was last scanned. The email said it would arrive just on time, but Dieppe is much stronger than Amazon Prime. Now my Nan will get nothing. I hope she don't cry. At the rate this is going, we'll have Christmas in July. Please, Dieppe, I ask you, just what are you at? Why is it taking 3 weeks to ship a decorative bath mat? It sits there forever, no wonder shipping was free, while my Nan wipes a tear and says, don't worry. about me. Oh, Dieppe, why did I do my shopping